Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. All of my information is in the description box below. Today we're going to be looking at what to focus on in July of 2020. Now, I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently today because I'm using a unique deck that has a special meaning for each color on the back of the cards. So when I introduce your pile, I'm going to give an overview based on those colors and what came out for you before cutting to the spread and continuing with your reading. With that being said, let's get into it. This is pile 1, pile 2, and this is pile 3. I'll give you a moment to meditate on your pile. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, if you selected pile 1 or this crystal, this is your reading. So, as I was shuffling, a Moonology card would not come out for you. So I just kind of rolled with it because I didn't want to force anything. But that lets me know that you're having a beef right now with astrology or the planets or just the universe in general. You're feeling very controlled by fate at the moment. Also, these cards that I've laid out, normally there are 4. You get, if you do this traditionally as the creator of the deck intended, you would get a blue card, a black card, a copper card, and a red card. You would not get 4 for whatever reason. And the way I shuffled, I just kind of rolled with it and I just tucked them all in, and then I want to see what would come out for you because that's what this part is for. So the fact that you have 2 blue cool action cards lets me know that there's a lot of mental and internal work that you need to do, and you do have a core issue card right here that lets me know that this is the problem. But with that being the problem, with you missing a copper card, lets me know that whatever the mindset that you have, whatever the blockage is, because the copper card is the card that's supposed to let us know what's stopping us from reaching, getting to this core issue, and you don't have one. So it seems like you're not ready to face whatever it is that's blocking you right now at this moment. And you're also missing red action cards, which also let me know that you're overly focusing on the external. Right now, what you need to do is pull in and focus on the internal issues that you have right now. Because like I said, right now, you're feeling really controlled by spirit, the universe, whatever your beliefs are. You feel like your life isn't in your hands right now as much as you try to move, but that's for a reason. That's to force you to pull in and go inside yourself to see what it is that you're missing, because you are missing a lot right now. Okay, let's continue with your reading. Okay, pile 1. So I can definitely see what it is that's going on here. And like I said, you have these two blue cards and the 1 black one, which again, these are things that you need to be focusing on internally, and this is the core issue here. Now, your core issue is accumulation, right? Constantly looking for things to have materially. Like, I see for a lot of you, this is a person, because a lot of you are obsessing over a relationship or connection. Others of you where it's not romantic, you're just living in excess externally. Like you're trying to constantly accumulate things in friends and experiences outside of you, but where you're lacking is internally, right? You need to really tune in to yourself in July. Okay, in July, You need to focus on you internally. And I know that's a lot of advice, especially when people are spiritual and everything. They're like, yeah, do the inner work, do the inner work. No, you really need to do the inner work. You've been focusing too much outside of yourself. There's a clear lack of balance, and you keep trying to accumulate all of these things, whether it may not even be material. It doesn't have to be. All things outside of you that you seek are not always material, because it's not always just a person. Maybe you're looking for love outside of yourself, or you're looking for happiness outside of yourself, but you're not going to, because again, that happy card, soulmate card, you're looking for love and happiness outside of yourself, and you're not going to be able to do that. You have to first find it within yourself. This is why you have tune in. This is why you have awareness. Look at these two cards up here. You have aloneness, which is the hermit, and then you have the dream, which is the Six of Cups. You're constantly longing for something, whether it's the past or whether it's just a dream, because in this deck, it is the dream. You know, you're alone, constantly thinking about what it is that you want outside of you. Because see, she's looking at a vision that she has. You're always worried about what's happening outside of you, and that has to stop in July, because that's what you need to be focused on. You'll be a lot more content. You'll have a lot more peace. You'll be a lot more self-aware, and you'll be able to bring in these relationships and situations that bring you fulfillment, because the fulfillment will start within. It won't be outside of you. Let me see what else I see here. Yeah, you're definitely trying to fill a void. Okay, what you need to do here, you need to find the source of this desire. Like, these are the things that you need to go in and look at, because this accumulation of things and love and whatever, it's not working anymore. And you're starting to see it, because now you're probably wondering, like, I'm in this relationship with this person that I want, but why am I still lacking? Or worse, you don't feel that lack. You feel that void being filled when you're with this person, or when you're doing this thing, whether it could also be an addiction, you know, when you drink or you smoke or whatever you indulge in, you know, it's actually filling that void, or it seems that it is. And then when it's no longer there, you feel that lack. This is what we're trying to heal in July. In July, we don't want our happiness, our contentment, our peace to be based on things we can't control outside of us, right? That is your focus for July. So you need to figure out, what is it? What is the source of this desire, right? Why do you desire this thing? What is it about this thing that you desire, right? And you analyze yourself, because this is the analysis card. You need to analyze yourself and figure out what it is that you're thinking about. Why are you overly focused on this thing? Desire and analysis. Like, why are you overly focused on this thing? What does this thing bring you? Or what do you perceive this thing to bring you, right? Or this person, or this stuff, or this lifestyle, you know, because it can be an experience as well, a certain lifestyle. What about this lifestyle is it that you feel is bringing you something that you don't already have within yourself, right? Because there's lots of thinking here, right? You're overthinking, but not in the right way. You're thinking about external. You're not thinking about you and how to live as you, with only you. Because honestly, for those of you specifically that are in a relationship, or looking in this relationship that I'm picking up on, you will not be able to be happy with this person until you're happy within yourself, because you're going to self-sabotage. You're absolutely going to self-sabotage. Why? Because you're going to want more from this person. You're going to want this person to give you more than they give themselves, and that's not going to work. You can't be in a partnership that works that way happily. It's not going to work. You're always going to need more, because you lack within you. So if you want this relationship to work, you have to stop and do your inner healing, your inner work. You need to tune in, figure out, tune in, go ahead and be alone for a minute. If that means you need to separate, then that's better long term, because you're going to sabotage the relationship anyway. And honestly, with the issues that you have, with the codependencies and such, you're going to damage the relationship in a way that it can't be salvaged if you don't take the time out to figure out what it is that you need to do, what it is that you are lacking within yourself, because this person cannot fill a void. You're supposed to be in a relationship, and specifically like a soulmate connection, because look at this happy soulmate. This could be a beautiful connection, okay? And it is. And then we also have, with the soulmate card, we have the Six of Cups, which people consider a soulmate because it's actually a couple in this particular deck. But if that's what it is, if it's a relationship, you know, you have to do this work. It's not gonna work. So like I said, in July, you need to focus on self-healing, understanding your triggers. What void are you trying to fill? Why is it that you constantly need more? Because that's probably what it is as well. It's not necessarily that you're just looking to use this person as a whole to fill a void, but the things they do, the way they treat you. Because maybe you're in a relationship and that person thinks that it's working, but like you constantly find fault with the situation. Like, oh, well, this person isn't doing this, so they don't love me. This person isn't doing that, so they don't love me. And are you overreacting? Are you expecting too much? Are you wanting them to do more? Do you want them to coddle you? Are you codependent? You need to figure out if you're asking too much. And a perfect example would be like, okay, you know, this is an extreme one, but like when you're in a relationship and that person doesn't want you to have other friends. It's like, you don't want me to have a life outside of you. That's not realistic and it's not healthy, right? So figure out why you constantly need more from situations, experiences, and people outside of you in July. Okay, Pile 1, that's all I have for you. If this resonated, please click like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you next time. All right, Pile 2s, if you selected this crystal, this is your reading. Okay, so first we're going to look at the backs of these cards like I talked about in the intro. We basically, this deck that I'm using, typically you would pull 4 cards. You would pull 4 cards from each set of colors. Not 4 cards from each set of colors, but a card from each of the 4. So there's black, there's copper, there's red, and there's blue. As you see, you have 4, but you have 4 of mostly one kind. Okay, now the way that I did it, just to see what your energy was, I put them all together and I shuffled, and I aimed to pull 4, or that 4 would fly out for you specifically, just to channel in on your energy before the reading, so we could see what issues you may already be facing before we even look at what the cards are. That being said, you lack a core issue card, which would be a black one, right? Nope. Yes, you're lacking a black one. You're lacking blue cards, which are things you need to work on internally. And while you do have this one copper card that is the thing that's stopping you to see what your core issue is, we still need to find out what your core issue is, and hopefully we can look at the cards and figure out within the reading. But I will say this. Right now, I can already tell that this card is letting me know probably whatever it is you're in denial about, whatever it is you're blocking yourself mentally, you're not allowing yourself to see just like what it's supposed to do, because you have 3 red action cards. These are hot cards. These cards are external. These are things you need to do physically. You need to move. Literally, that's all I'm hearing for you. It's time to move. It's time to act. The fact of the matter is, when I was shuffling, not only did you not get any blue internal cards, I forgot to pull healing oracle cards for you. I completely forgot. I spaced on it and you don't have any. And that lets me know You're focusing too much on the internal. You're doing too many things that you consider to be healing, and too much thinking. You're not doing enough outside of yourself, which is the opposite of pile one. Funny enough. You don't need to do any more of that stuff. Like, obviously it's a journey, it's a continuous process, but you're using your inner work to avoid living your life and avoid moving in the physical. That's your issue right now. And I don't even need to read your cards yet to tell you that. So before I even get into your reading, I'm making sure that you understand that it is time for you to move. It's time for you to take action. Please live your life, do what you need to do what you want to do in July. That is a priority for you, because I mean, it's too much. There's too much energy. Because even like the black card is the core issue, the blue card is the inner work you need to do, but like this is action too, because I would consider this copper card an active card, because it's what you are actively doing, whether you're doing it consciously or not, to avoid facing your issues that you have, the thing that's stopping you from living your life or whatever. So the fact that you have all cards that I would consider things that are moving, even though you don't have the blue ones, because you're overactive in that aspect, which is why you don't have any, and you're completely lacking in moving on the physical plane, which is why you have 3 out of 4 cards that all came out in that one color. Okay, let's look at your cards. All right, pile twos, you have very fixed energy. Look at your 2 moonology cards: fixed moon, full moon, and Taurus. So you could have Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius in your chart. If not, you're still very set in your ways, and that's why you're having issues moving and taking action on the physical plane. You are not a person that does well with making mistakes or errors, so before you act, you have to plan every single detail, but that's not a way to live, right? I put your copper card, which is the card of the blockage, at the top. That's your sense of purpose, right? That is your major block. In July, you need to work out the issues you have surrounding your purpose, your life purpose, what it is that you feel you should be doing. Because right now, you have placed yourself in such a energy of fear to act that you're like, I'm not ready. I have to finish healing. I still have to do my inner work. Like, and you do, and we all do. But that's not an excuse to not take active measures towards what it is that you need to be doing in this life, to what it is you want to do in this life, right? Because this right here is your major block. And you clearly, because it's literally a block, because I didn't realize I placed it right on top of a fork in the road. You're sitting there trying to make a decision on what it is you need to do, right? Side note that's related, it's probably due to someone in your life that's constantly comparing you to other people, right? Maybe you're not quite where you want to be, or you're not quite where other people had expected of you, and that's okay. We all reach our places where we're supposed to be in our own time, right? Gradual progress right here. Make sure that if that's happening, if that's what's giving you the insecurity, making you lack confidence towards pursuing your goals, defend yourself, because this is one of your action cards. You had 3 action cards. You have 3 things you need to do in July specifically that will help you reach your goals and your life purpose. Because again, your life purpose is the center of this reading. That is your one blockage. You may not even know what that is yet, and that's okay. You probably don't know what it is, and that's why you don't have a core issue card, right? You don't have a core issue card because you don't even know what your purpose is. You don't even know what it is for it to unblock. Like, the whole blockage is finding your purpose, right? Because you're, again, fork in the road. But Spirit wants you to defend yourself against people that are being mean-spirited towards you, because you may not have reached their expectations of who you should be. You know, again, Spirit is also reminding you that it is a gradual process. So in July, gradual process, that is an action card. External, not in your mind, not thinking, not planning, doing, acting, moving. You are being told, not encouraged, you are being told a hard do it by Spirit. Take some action in July towards what it is you feel you could be doing. You don't have to know what your exact purpose is. You don't have to know what the end result will look like, but you do need to take active measures. You need to do something physically, put something out there in July. I don't care what it is. I don't care how you start. You've been doing so much thinking and planning that you should have some type of foundation to act on, okay? You really should at this point. So don't just sit there and think about it. Do whatever it is, start, even if it's baby steps, because it's a gradual process. You're not going to finish it overnight. You're not going to finish it in July. You're not going to just become the world's greatest at whatever it is you want to do or reach the top of the mountain by the end of July, but you will have a foundation physically in place if you do what you need to do. The third thing that Spirit is telling you, again, red hot action do card, play. You have to have fun. What did I say when I was looking at the cards prior to laying out the spread? You have to live your life. As soon as I saw all of those red cards, I knew you weren't. And I know when you're not living your life, there's no way you're having fun. You're not having fulfillment. So you need to go play. You need to play, lay a foundation, and begin the gradual process for whatever it is that you feel you want to do, whatever you feel called to do. Again, it doesn't have to be this whole life purpose. It doesn't have to be that deep. It does not have to be that deep, because people like you, specifically when you're fixed and set in your ways, you know, hold your vision. You do have to hold your vision, but you're so fixed on the vision that you don't realize that if you go out and just explore life, the inspiration will come to you on what it is, this purpose that you have is even supposed to be, right? Even the Moonology card is scolding you. It's like, hold your vision. You know, you're planning, hold it. It's a good idea, especially if you have a foundation already in your mind, whatever it is that you want to do. If you know what, have an idea of what it is, you're just insecure about it. It's telling you this is what you need to do. But that being said, you can do all of this thinking and hoping all you want, but your dreams need a practical plan. If you don't put something out there physically, it's not going to happen. It's not realistic. That's not how it works at all, right? You know, co-create with Spirit, right? You can think, you can hope. If you believe in manifestation, you can plan that. It can be all in your head, but you have to help Spirit. You have to co-create with Spirit and put something out there physically, right? So that's what you need to do in July. Stop overly focusing on what your life purpose is, because I truly believe that that's what it is, why you didn't get any healing oracle cards, why you didn't get any blue inner work cards, because you're overly focusing on the bigger picture and you're missing the details of life, right? That's your focus in July, pile 2. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, pile 3, if you selected this crystal, then this is your reading. Okay, so this unique deck that I'm using right now, it comes with 4 different colors, and you're supposed to pull 4, one from each of the colors. You would have a black one, a copper one, a blue one, and a red one. And honestly, I thought you were going to be the one deck that gave me everything. Like I was rooting for you. And looking at the way that they came out now that I've laid them out, I'm realizing that I should have known better, because I think in the book, the spread is supposed to be black, copper, blue, thin, and then red, I think. Yeah, I think that's exactly how it's supposed to be. And there's a truck passing. Okay, but yeah, it came out copper, blue, red, and when I was hoping a black one would come out, there was another blue. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. What happens is you don't know what your core issue is yet. So we're looking for probably whatever our life purpose is right now. Similar to pile 2, we don't know because we don't have one of those cards. But you are on the brink. You're almost there. You're so close, pile 3. Like, so close. Like, honestly, July might be the month where it finally all clicks and falls together for you, because and then you get the awareness of whatever your purpose or what the core issue in your life would be, because you are right there. Like, you are right there. And that's okay, because this card, the copper card, should tell us what it is that's blocking you from that. And then I'm assuming that I'll also get that information from this other blue card that you have on the work that you need to do, because there is something that you do need to take action on physically in July, but there's still some inner work to do, which is best, because honestly, external factors we can't always control. You do need to move externally, but I think if it comes down to figuring out your life purpose, it's always best that the thing that's blocking you is yourself, because as hard as it is, because I don't want to make it seem like it's easy to fight yourself versus other people, but honestly, you have more control over yourself than other people and things. So the fact that you have 2 blue inner work cards let me know that you are on the brink, and it's just something within you that you have to unlock to give you that final push. But that doesn't mean that you have to go completely within hermit mode. There's still some action, some physical action, external action in July that you're going to need to take. So let's look at your cards. All right, pile 3. So this energy feels really familiar. I feel like I already did this type of reading, and I feel like it probably was a pile from the June reading. So I'll double check that, but let's get into it. This right, what I did was I took your blue action cards, which are the internal things, and I put them off to the left right here, and then I put the one action card you need to do, one external action card, over here. Now, your blockage is lust. And it could be sexual, but it could be anything that you're using to distract yourself. It could be gradual, anything you're using to gratify yourself to avoid dealing with things that you need to deal with, right? With this clinging to the past and this misser card, because this guy's holding on to his pennies. You can't see him, but right here, holding on to all his riches, right? There is a situation or a person that you need to release. You've clearly outgrown the situation, but you're not ready to let go. And this is very familiar energy, because I feel like I've said this before. That said, you're not stuck. You're not just sitting there, me repeating the same thing to you over and over again. If you did see that reading, and if that was your pile, I see slow but steady. So you've made progress. It's just not as swift as maybe you would like, or maybe the universe would like for you to move. Okay? And that's the energy I was picking up on in the first part of your reading. Because like I said, you're almost there. There's something you can't see yet, right? You're almost there. And there was some extra internal work that you would need to do, right? And that this card here would be the card to tell you what your blockage is that's stopping you on your life path. Well, right now I'm telling you, your blockage towards your life path is this lust for whatever this person, this thing is, this gratifying feeling that you get from this relationship or this situation. It's time to let that go, because it's blocking you from seeing what you're truly supposed to be doing in your life. And once you clear this blockage, you'll see, because you have truth and communication is key, right? Communication is key and truth. These two cards right here let me know that once you deal with this lust for this person or the situation, this craving, this desire, what it is you're supposed to be doing will just begin to flow in. You'll just automatically begin to start understanding, and your mind will be clearer because you won't be involved from the lust you feel for the situation. You'll be able to see everything as it needs to be. Not necessarily overnight, but your mind will be so much clearer, right? Because again, you only have one action card, okay? One external action card. Let me correct myself. Your other action cards are inner work. And like I said in the first part of your reading, that internal work that you're going to do is much easier than having to focus outside of yourself. And I didn't realize it then because I hadn't looked at the cards, but me telling you, I think I said something along the lines of, it's easier to do inner work than having to focus on external things. And that was a message for you because that's what you've been doing, focusing on these external things. And it's possible that you would have thought about picking pile 1, but the message is still overall different. You know, you're clinging to this lust for this person and the situation, and it's time to continue, because again, this isn't even a situation for you. Like you've truly outgrown it, like completely outgrown it. You're moving like a turtle away from it, but I mean, it literally says here, nothing will come of the situation. At this point, you're just wasting time if you don't be smart about it and use the time. Because I'm not saying you just have to up and leave the situation, because that's not realistic in real life. You have responsibilities, obligation, real attachments that you have to heal, but right now you're slow but steady, but you're not doing enough inner work. That's why you had 2 blue cards, because you have to do this inner work before your black card, which is your core life purpose, right? Your core issue can even be revealed to you, but you haven't been doing as much of that work as you think you've been doing. Okay? Because you are wasting your time in the situation if you're not using it to heal the issues that you have. Right? Because you're going to have to be alone, and that's an issue that you have. So let's talk about what it is you need to do, because see, I have this ripeness card, which is the 9 of rainbows, traditionally the 9 of pentacles, which is a solo success, right? It's reaping the benefits of physically reaping the rewards of things you've done, right? Prosperous energy, but it's also very solo, single energy, you alone. And the one physical action that you need to take, double checking myself, the red card, is abandonment. Now it has a double meaning, because even though this is an external card, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do internally, because that's your primary issue, internal. That's why you have 2 blue cards again. This right here lets me know you have abandonment issues. It's probably where this lust comes from. You're finding gratification in things that outside of yourself to avoid dealing with the fact that you don't want to be to yourself, right? This card means physically, come June, you really do need to take measures. Like, again, slow but steady, do what you feel comfortable doing, but you really do need to take a step further out towards removing yourself from the situation or relationship. You need to do that in July. I mean, if I said June, I meant July. I'm living in the past, or maybe you're living in the past so much that like I'm saying June, and I think I did that earlier. But in July, you have to let that go. You have to stop clinging to the past, and you have to take steps towards removing yourself from this situation, as painful as it is. And you also internally, even though, like I said, this is an external card, you need to take those steps, face those abandonment issues. You have to, because once you heal that, and it's no coincidence that even though this is a red action card, and you have this singular energy of success right here, this healing, this energy is going to bring you to this 9 of pentacles. You're going to be, once you deal with being alone and understanding how to be within yourself, to yourself, in peace, without fear, then this Nine of Pentacles is waiting for you. So that's what you need to do in July physically, is start moving away from the situation and dealing with those abandonment issues. The way you can do that, just now realizing that that's how that works. The way that you can do that, this physical action, is via these blue cards, right? Questioning and prioritizing. Question everything. Everything about the connection, everything about yourself. Why do I have abandonment issues? Why am I clinging to the situation? Why can't I see what I need to do? Why do I feel this lust, right? Prioritizing, putting yourself first, right? Prioritizing your mental health, spiritual health, and even possibly even physical health over this situation, this other person. Because right now, because you're living so externally, you are prioritizing everything but yourself, whether or not you realize it. You think you're doing it for you, but really you're working against yourself. Okay? So you have to prioritize yourself internally. And physically, you have to prioritize yourself. You have to question why you feel the way you feel, what you believe, and what you've been thinking, and asking yourself questions about your behaviors and how you feel. Face your shadow side, because again, communication is key. Truth. So this is what you need. This is how you're going to break this blockage. This is how you're going to break this blockage, because questioning, communication, truth, do a lot of thinking. I feel like you think about a lot of things, but you avoid thinking about the things that matter. You avoid sitting with yourself and really understanding who you are as a person and why. You lack self-awareness. You definitely lack self-awareness. And it's time for you to question things, prioritize yourself, work on those abandonment issues. And like I said, all of this is July. Begin taking the steps. Not begin, because I feel like you have been. You've taken the steps, but take the next step towards removing yourself from the situation or relationship that no longer serves you. Okay? Because you have this Nine of Pentacles waiting for you. And it's here to let you know that you can stand on your own. You don't need this situation. You don't need this person. You don't need anything outside of yourself. And even if you do, you personally have the power to get it. You don't need someone else to do it for you. Okay? So that's all I have for you, pile number 3. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.